you will be benefited by giving extra money. That extra amount we call it as bonus. In the labor calculation, we have two types. One will be direct, another one will be indirect. Attendance record, it is nothing but it is a manual system of recording your in and out. What is time saved? Standard time minus time taken. Hello everyone, this is your Adarsh sir, lecturing Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So we are in the session 10 of your topic called accounting. Still we are in the chapter number 4. As I told you, in your chapter number 4, we have subheadings. Now, in the previous session, we completed with your material. Under material, we discussed so many topics like your LIFO, FIFO, your stock level, your EOQ, as well as your ABC analysis. Now, these are the topics we completed in the previous session, and we are in the same unit, chapter 4. Under chapter 4, you have topic called labor. Now, what is labor? As you know, so if you want to manufacture something, there are major expenses are incurred. Which are those? Like, one will be material. Without raw material, you cannot manufacture anything. Like, so manufacturing process is done. Now, once you're done with your manufacturing, for that manufacturing whom you need workers. The workers are called as laborers. Unless and until you pay them, unless and until you pay wages to them, they will not work. They work for wages. So how do we calculate their wages? And what is the best way of paying the wages, and which is considered as proper way of providing wages? Each and everything we will discuss in today's session. The agenda for the day. The agenda for the day, it is a very simple. First, we will understand the learning outcome of this topic. Then, we will go for the records. How do they record? Like, if you are paying, you are the proprietor of some company, you are paying them wages or salary. How do you calculate the salary? How do you calculate the wages part? Now, so you are paying him some 10,000 salary. How did you calculate? So that how many hours he has worked, how many units he has produced, each and everything we have to consider. Then we have to calculate wages, and wages cannot be paid equally for everybody. Like, few people are there, they come in the morning, they go in the evening, they doesn't work only. So whatever the production is doing actively for few group of people, for them also same salary. And the people who are coming and just going, not doing anything, for them also same salary. Whether it is true or fair? No, it is wrong. That's why the wages has to be calculated according to their productivity also, according to the time they have spent in the factory. Everything we are supposed to consider, then we are supposed to pay the wages. Now, as per this, we have to maintain the records of their actual what they have done, what time they came, what time they left. Each and everything will be recorded. For that, we have topic called records. Then, wage system. How do we pay wages? On the basis of their productivity, on the basis of the time spent in the factory. Everything should be considered before you pay wages. Then concepts. So what is a concept? So before we go to your actual calculation, we'll go for concept. What are the concept and all? You will understand while doing that particular topic. And the last part, we call it as bonus. Now, the major thing in your syllabus, you have calculation of problems on bonus itself. Now, what is bonus? Like, bonus, it is nothing but I have given you 10 hours to complete. You have completed within 7 hours. So, how many hours you have saved? You have saved around 3 hours. For 3 hours, whatever you have saved, you will be compensated, you will be awarded, you will be benefited by giving extra money. That extra amount we call it as bonus. These are the topics we are going to discuss in today's session. Now, learning outcome. What are the learning outcome from this particular topic? We'll go one by one so that we'll understand what are the learning outcomes. Now, distinguish between the direct as well as indirect labor. So in the labor calculation, we have two types. One will be direct, another one will be indirect. Now, what do you mean by direct? Like, which are directly involved with the production, we call it as direct. What is indirect? Indirect, it is nothing but indirectly they have involved. I can give you example, like if you want to produce something, this is your factory. Your manufacturing process is happening in the factory. Now, in this, the workers will be involved with the machine. So they will convert raw materials into finished goods. Now, where they get raw materials, the raw materials will be provided by purchase department. Who will provide raw material? It will be provided by purchase department. If they want any technical assistance like tools or something, it will be provided by some stores. And once if it is done, they have to pack, they have to mold. Will be done by whom? It will be packing department. Now, so workers, they are converting raw material into finished goods. In between, they need many things. They need major things. Now, where they get all those? They get it from these departments. So, these 3 or 4, 5 departments, they are indirectly supporting. They are indirectly involved in the production process. Unless the purchase department buy the raw material, they cannot process. So, they are completely dependent on these substitute. These are called as indirect labor. The workers in the factory, we call it as direct labor. The workers are the laborers, are the employees who are supporting to the production. We call it as indirect cost or indirect labor. Hope you understood what is direct and what is indirect. Now, next part will be understand the various facts of labor cost control. Various facts or phases of labor cost control. Now, so what is labor cost control like? So whatever cost incurring, we have to reduce that. Like to do certain job, we need only 5 laborers. If you hire 10 labor, the extra 5 will be burden for you. Whatever salary paid to the extra 5 members will be the additional cost to you. So we are supposed to reduce those costs. So these are the extra facts. Now, understand the concepts like labor turnover, timekeeping, time booking, and idle as well as overtime. Labor turnover means what? Easiest thing, like for example, right now you have 10 members in your company. Out of 10, next year 7 members left. Only we have 3 and 3 new faces. Again we have 10. Out of 10, these 3 they left. Again we have 10. All 10 are new faces. Means there is a rotation. The old people they are leaving. Old people means the experienced one they are leaving and the newcomers are adding. What does it mean? So whenever the experienced one, they are not satisfied with the wage system, they are not satisfied with the atmosphere what they have in the factory, then they will shift to some other company. The reason is they are not happy with this company. So these are called as labor turnover. Now, additions or deletions of labor, joining or leaving the company are called as turnover. Coming and going out. So, in case of laborers are coming and laborers are going, we call it as labor turnover. Next, Timekeeping. Now, what is timekeeping? Keeping the record of all, at what time you entered and what time you left. These informations are recorded. These are called as timekeeping. Time booking, the same thing. Will explain you with the example in the coming slides. Now, the next part will be idle as well as overtime. What is idle time and what is overtime? Now, idle time, it is very simple. Like, hardly you have 8 hours to work. You are supposed to work for 8 hours. Out of 8 hours, the 1 hour we call it as lunch break. It may be you can take half an hour in the noon and morning 15 minutes, in the evening 15 minutes. All put together almost you will spend 1 hour as a break. Without this break, you cannot work effectively. Normal human or for everybody, this break must as well as it is necessary. Now, these are called as out of 8 hours, 7 hours they will work, 1 hour they will not work. That 1 hour will be considered for what? Their food or some other type of work. Now, this 1 hour we call it as idle time. So 1 hour we call it as idle time. Now, so in this idle time, again we have two types, which are those: normal idle time, abnormal idle time. Normal and abnormal. Out of 8 hours, I told you 1 hour for your lunch and miscellaneous. So that 1 hour we call it as normal idle time. Now, but he has taken almost 2 hours for lunch. He gone for some marriage or some function. Instead of 1 hour, he took how many minutes? He took almost 2 hours. The extra 1 hour, whatever he has spent, is called as abnormal idle time. 1 hour is normal. The extra 1 hour we call it as, normally it doesn't happen, but today it happened, means that extra 1 hour we call it as abnormal idle time. Now, we're done with your idle time. Now we'll come for the overtime. What is overtime? Now, so overtime, it is nothing but your working hours is 8 hours, but you work for 9 hours, 1 hour extra. So maybe the production will require, the target will be more, your productivity will be more, or else you want to work more. So whatever the extra you have worked, we call it as overtime. If you are paid on hourly basis, like 100 rupees per hour into 8, it was 800. You have worked for 9 hours, again 100 will be added. So total payment will be 900. Hope you are clear. This is all about your overtime. Know the various methods of remuneration, including incentive plan. As I told you, your bonus, it comes under here. So incentive plan means what? You have done your work before your standard time, then you will be provided with extra money. That is called as incentive. Now, understand the payroll accounting and disbursement of wages. What is payroll accounting? Payroll accounting means your salary calculation. In this, the number of days you have taken leave will be considered, and number of days you have worked extra overtime will be considered, and it is nothing but, so whatever you have worked and how many days you have taken leave, everything will be considered in this. These are called as payroll. Now, so these are the learning outcome from this particular topic. Now, the next topic will be what is labor. Don't take much time. The small thing, I'll brush it up. Now, labor meaning, what is called as labor? Now, this is a cost incurred in the form of remuneration paid to the employees or labor of the organization. The workforce required to convert raw material into finished goods is called labor. It can be direct or indirect. Now, so what is labor means? Conversion of material into finished goods. The person who are involved, for them we are calling it as employee or laborers. For them we are supposed to pay salary. That is nothing but your labor cost. In this, As I told you, you have two types: direct labor cost, indirect labor cost. Now, what is direct labor cost? The portion of wages and salary which can be identified and charged to the single cost unit. Very simple. Like you are the worker, you are into manufacturing sector. Now, so you have given a target. You are supposed to manufacture so many units. So today you have manufactured 50. The agreement was for each unit you will be given 10 rupee. 50 multiplied with 10, what is your salary? 500. These are called as direct labor. Why? Because directly we can calculate this salary. So with the help of their productivity, we can calculate. Who are the indirect labor? As I told you, the person who are supporting, like your production department, packing department, requisition department, your godown, or else your stock taking department, all comes under your indirect labor cost. So indirect labor cannot be directly related with the production of specific goods or service. Example, foreman, storekeeper, timekeeper, etc. These are called as indirect labor. Hope you're clear. The next topic will be records. So if you want to give wages or salary, will be given on the basis of what? The time spent in the office, the work done in the office. So how do we calculate? How do we keep the record of all those? With the help of first one, time keeping records. How many hours you are in the factory, how many hours you are with the production, everything will be recorded. According to that, the salary will be paid. Now, methods of time keeping. Now, we have clock cards, disk method, as well as attendance method. What is clock card? Very simple. So, one watch will be there. So, in the watch, what is the time? Just they will record on this time you have entered, on this time you have exited. It is nothing but you are punching this thing. So, as soon as you enter, you have to punch. As soon as you leave, you have to punch your thumb, so that the time will be recorded automatically. Disk method. So what is disk method? A small coupon or coupon will be given to you. As soon as you enter, it will be given. As soon as you leave, you have to drop it there, so that it is, they will assume that you have entered and you have left. This is called your disk system. Nowadays they are not following this. It was in the ancient day, as well as when we did not have the computer. So when we were doing the manual system, that time we had all this disk system and all. Now the next part will be attendance record. What is attendance record? Now attendance record, it is nothing but it is a manual system of recording your in and out. Now at what time you entered, they will enter with by signing. Like in your college or school, what happens? As soon as teacher enters, she or he will call your names. So as soon as they call your name, just you raise your hand, so you are presented. In this, normally the time will not be mentioned here, only the day you are present or absent will be taken care. These are the records, we call it as timekeeping records. Next, records, time booking records. The next part will be time booking records. Like in time booking system, maintain the records of each worker, productive time spent by the worker. So whatever we have done in the time keeping records, it will maintain a record of the time you entered, the time you left. But in the time booking record, it will maintain the time you have started your work and the time you stopped your work, so that the actual productive time will be get to know with the help of this. Now this will be time, daily time sheet. At the time you on the machine, the time you stop the machine, this will be entered. Weekly time sheet, whatever daily time sheet, the same will be consolidated and made it for the weekly. Job ticket. Job ticket, it is nothing but the time you started off particular job, the time you closed your particular job. Maybe it took 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours or 1 hour. For each job, there will be small card will be given. In the card, you are supposed to mention so much of time I have taken for this particular job. This is called job sheet. Very important. Still in the companies, they are following this. They do it manually, later they will transfer into system. Then labor cost card. Each labor, how many hours he is spending. So that in this we will get to know, I am paying 10,000 salary to the worker. Whatever he has done production, for that I get income of 20,000. So what is my profit? 20,000. Now, out of 20, my profit is 10,000. Now, the same thing, we are spending for labor around 10,000. Whatever he is producing, it is worth of 8,000. So, 2,000 will be loss for me. So, this is called your labor cost card. Time and job card. Now, time and job card, simultaneously it will take care of your time as well as the job you have completed. Now, idle time card. Idle time card means what? Out of 8 hours, how many hours or how many minutes you have wasted? How many hours or how many minutes you were unproductive? So you were not with the machine. So if you're talking to your friends, your colleagues, or spending time in the canteen, or spending time with the phone, everything will be recorded in idle time card. So wage system. Now we'll come back to the actual scenario of your topic called as wage system. Now, a system of wage payment which takes care of both. That is providing guarantee of minimum wages as well as offering incentive to the efficient workers. What does it mean? It is nothing but if you are working so much, you will be paid certain salary. If you have saved the company's time, if you have saved the cost of the company, you will be rewarded in the form of incentive, in the form of bonus, in the form of extra benefit. These are called as your wage system. Now, under this, we have remuneration on time basis, remuneration on piece work, as well as remuneration on bonus system. We will understand what is time basis, what is piece basis, as well as what is bonus system. So this is all about your concept class. Before this concept, I'll go back to all these slides. If you want, you can take screenshot. So these are your learning outcome, your labor meaning as well as types of labor, records. Then the second type or second part of your records, your wage system. Yes. Now we are into concept. Now, so now listen to me carefully. Now, what are the concept means? As I told you in the previous slide, we had remuneration on the basis of time basis, remuneration on the basis of piece basis. So first one is time, second one is piece. Time basis as well as piece basis. Now, so what is this? Now, understand now, in this, first the earlier stages, normally the salary or wages will be paid on what basis? Time basis. Like, there are 3 employees are there, 1, 2, 3, Mr. A, Mr. B and Mr. C. Now, so whatever the examples I'll give you, at the time of example, just assume that you are the proprietor, you are the owner, you are only giving wages to these 3. Then you will realize whether it is correct or wrong. Hope you understood. So there is a small case study now. Just assume A, B, C are your workers. You are the proprietor. Now, whatever the example I'll tell you, whether it is better or not, you are supposed to tell me now. Now, there are 3 workers in your company. Now, Mr. A, he spent 10 hours a day. Every day he comes 9 o'clock in the morning and he leaves around 7 o'clock in the evening. So almost he spends 10 hours. Now, Mr. B, he spends 8 hours. Mr. C, he spent 5 hours. Now, so what was your wages system? You are the proprietor, you have decided per hour I am giving 100 rupees. How much you are paying? 100. So, first person will get how much? He will get 1000 as his wages per day. The second person will get almost 800 rupees per day. The third person will get around 500 rupees per day. Hope you understood. These are the wage system. Actual, the A, B as well as C are getting. Now tell me, you're the proprietor, these are your workers, whatever you're paying, are you happy with this? So you're paying on hourly basis, there is no discrimination. Like if he works 10 hours, he will also get 1000. He works 10 hours, he will also get 1000. Is there anything wrong in the example? Are you happy with whatever you're paying to your workers? You may say yes, you're happy with whatever you're paying to the workers, but the logic is, now just assume Mr. A is me only. Now I'll come in the morning, means like as you said 9 o'clock I'll come, but after I coming into the office or factory, first 2 hours I don't work. Simply I sit with my colleagues, my manager, my friends, or else my mobile. Now out of 10 hours I am not working for 2 hours. Now again I'll go for breakfast, I'll take 1 hour. I'll go for lunch, again I'll take 2 hours. So again in the evening I'll go for snacks, again I'll take how many hours? 1 hour. 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. Out of 10 hours I'm effectively working for how many hours? 4 hours. Now come back to the last person. See, he comes for 5 hours. He will not go for breakfast. He will not go for lunch. He will not spend time in mobile. He will not spend time with his friends. Completely 5 hours he dedicate. He will work for 5 hours. Now you tell me, effectively he is working for 4 hours and he is getting 1000. Now the third person, he was there for 5 hours. Complete 5 hours he was into production. Now tell me, he is getting 500, this person is getting 1000. You only made the rule that per hour I am paying. If you are there in the factory, 100 rupees per day. Are you happy now? See, the person without working for 4 hours, he is getting 1000. The person working for 5 hours, he is getting only 500. What to do now? See, as per this example, whatever you have made a rule of 100 rupees per hour, it is flop show because it is not giving justice to all 3 employees. Hope you understood. Now, what you did, you have cancelled this system. I don't pay on time basis. I'll pay on piece basis. What is a piece? How many piece or unit they produce, on that I'll pay salary. Hope you understood. Yes. Now I'll come back to this example. Again 3 members. First person is A, second person is B, third person is C. I'll change the color so that you will understand better. First person is A, second person B, and third person is C. Now, you realize that the time-based system will not work. It will not give justice to all the workers. I don't go for time rate, I'll go for piece rate. Now, what happens? Mr. A, he produces 20 units. You're paying what? You're paying 10 rupees per unit. How much you're paying? 10 rupees per unit. The first person, 20 into 10, he is getting around 200. The second person, he is produced around 40 units. He is getting around 400. The third person is producing 90. So he is getting how much? 900. See, as per the productivity, if you go for this calculation, you are happy that I don't want time rate, I'll go for piece rate, so that you have to increase your production. See, the first person is a lazy person. He produced only 20. He got how much? 10 rupee per quantity, means it will be 200. What is the second person? Around 40, 10 rupees each, it will be 400. And the last person 90 and 10 rupee each, it is 900. Hope you are happy with this. Why? Because now you have given justice to all three employees. Is it yes or no? My answer is no. Why? Why this is also not good? Why? Because I'll tell you. The first person, he is an expert. So whatever the 20 units he has produced, everything is a good quality unit. Now, because of salary purpose, because of increasing his revenue, whatever 90 he has produced, only 30 is better quality, balance 60 low quality. If you are producing units more, means the quality reduces. There may be chances of damages. There may be chances of scrap. So these are the reasons. So even though it is 90, all 90 units are not better quality, because in the 5 hours he can produce 20. In 5 hours he has produced 90, means just you can assume what will be the quality. I'll tell you, 3 hours exam, it is a theory, not practical exam. 3 hours, you have taken 3 hours to write your exam. One more person, just in 20 minutes, he completed. Do you think he has written properly? Do you think his handwriting, what he has written, is proper, good? No. 80% of the chances are less. Maybe he doesn't know, or else maybe he has not done properly. So sufficient time he has taken means, even though the units are less, the quality will be better. So if you go for piece rate, you cannot expect better quality units. If the quality are low, the customer will not revert back. The customer will not return to your shop. So this is all about your time rate as well as piece rate. Any doubt? No. Being a proprietor, you have cancelled your plan of time rate. You have cancelled your plan of piece rate. Now you may ask, sir, you're telling the time rate also not good, even the piece rate also not good. What should I do now? I'll tell you. So instead of time rate and instead of piece rate, I have one more plan. What is that? Wholesale plan. Now, so one is wholesale plan. Another one, I call it as Rowan plan. Now I'll come back to your wholesale plan. What is wholesale and what is Rowan? These two are Americans. They are the mechanics. Now, they are expert in their field. They have analyzed all this like time rate, piece rate and all. And they have made a new formula to calculate your wages. The quantity should be good, quality should be good, the workers should work effectively, and they should not make idle time. So everything should be kept into consideration. They have made two formulas. Halsey, he has made Halsey plan, and Rowan, he has made Rowan plan. Hope you understood. Now, under Halsey plan, the standard time for the completion of the job is fixed. So they will give you standard time, even though it is A, B or C. To produce this particular unit, he has to take 5 hours. If he has completed within 5 hours, whatever he has saved, he will be given rewards like fixed, and a rate per hour is then determined. If the time taken by the worker is more than the standard time, then he shall be paid like you have given to complete a job in 10 hours. You have completed in 12 hours, means per hour you will get. There is no doubt about that. In case you have completed in 7 hours, the 3 hours whatever you have saved, for that you will get benefit. Now, in wholesale plan, the time wage are guaranteed. So time wage, even though you are the laziest one or even though you are very active, the time rate is fixed, so that it will give security to the laborers. The labor feel happy that, so even though I'm not good at work, I'll get something to run my family. That is all about your Halsey plan. What is the formula for Halsey plan? The formula is very simple. Time taken into hourly rate and time saved into hourly rate. Now, what is time saved? Standard time minus time taken. Standard time minus time taken, we call it as time saved. Hope you understood. Now, so we done with this one. This is a formula. Remember, I'll explain you much about this while doing the problem. Now, time taken into hourly rate plus half. So, time saved into hourly rate. Hope you understood. Now, Rowan plan. Rowan also another person. He is also same kind of person. He also given one formula to calculate wages. What is the formula? We'll go for that. Under Rowan plan, the standard time for the completion of job and the rate per hour is fixed, almost similar to your Halsey plan. If the time taken by the worker is more than the standard time, then he is paid according to the time rate. Time taken multiplied by the rate per hour. Multiplied means what? Multiplication. You have to multiply with the hourly rate. What is the formula? It is easy to remember. How means time taken into hourly rate, time taken into hourly rate over time taken into hourly rate, time taken into hourly rate. Now, time saved divided by standard time. How to remember? T, yes, make it reverse. Yes, T. Time saved into standard time. So, this is a formula for your Rowan plan. I'll go back to this. If you want, you can take a screenshot. Yes. This is your Halsey plan. This is a formula. This is your Rowan plan. And this is your formula. So this is all about your today's session. Hope you understood. And also you got an idea of what is labor. So what is labor? You have understood. Under labor, we are concentrating what? Halsey plan and Rowan plan. In your exam also, you can expect questions only from Halsey as well as Rowan. Thank you.